Hello, friends. Come on in and pull up a chair. There's room for everyone at Grandma Camp. I'm so glad you came to Grandma Camp with me today. Let's have some fun. This is a very silly monster hat. You can see the monster's antenna and eyes and teeth. Are monsters real? No, monsters are not real at all, but it's fun to dress up like a monster. Have you ever seen a monster in real life? If you saw a monster around Halloween, I bet that was somebody in a costume. If you saw a monster on television or on a movie, that monster wasn't real either. That was somebody dressed up in a costume, or it was a drawing, or it was something they created on the computer. You know, when I was a little girl, I thought that there were monsters living in my bedroom. I was very afraid in the nighttime because I saw funny shadows, and sometimes I heard noises in our house, and I thought they must be monsters. Do you know what I did? I told a grown-up about what I was afraid of. That grown-up came into my room, turned on all the lights, checked under the bed. No monsters. Checked in the closet. No monsters. And reminded me that I was safe in my house. Even in the morning, I was still a little bit scared. But you know what else I did? I cleaned out all of my stuff out from under my bed and put it all away. And I cleaned out all my stuff that was just piled up in my closet and put it nicely away. And then there were no more funny shadows. I think the noises that I could hear were just noises around my house. When a house gets really hot or really cold, or when the wind blows, sometimes it makes funny noises. But I promise you, there are no real life monsters. You are safe from monsters. But monsters are fun to make believe. Today we're going to do a whole bunch of things that are kind of about monsters. I think this monster is colorful and funny. Some monsters can be scary. Some monsters like to eat cookies. Some monsters like to do other things, but it's fun to make believe about monsters. We can even do things that are like monsters. Like maybe we could make scary faces like a monster. Or noises. What do you think a monster sounds like? Or maybe it goes. What kind of noises do you think a monster might make? What do you think a monster might look like when it was walking? Would it walk big with claws and be scary? Or would it walk quietly with its arms out? Or would it just keep its arms straight to its sides? We could pretend like we're walking like a monster, couldn't we? We could even eat a snack like a monster. Does a monster use its hands when it eats? Maybe. If you're pretending, you get to choose. Does a monster eat really messy? I don't know. If you're the monster, you get to choose. That can be so funny. But no matter what, monsters are just make-believe. That actually reminds me of a fun story about a monster. This story is called Love Monster. Love Monster by Rachel Bright. This is a monster. Hello, monster. I think you'll agree he's a little bit funny looking, to say the least. He lives in a world of cute, fluffy things, which makes being funny looking pretty darn hard. You might have noticed that everybody loves kittens and puppies and bunnies. You know, cute, fluffy things. But nobody loves a slightly hairy, I suppose a bit googly-eyed monster. Poor monster. This might be enough to make a monster feel, well, a bit down in the dumps. But not being the moping around sort, he decided to set out and look for someone who'd love him just the way he was. He looked high, he looked low, he looked middle-ish, he looked inside and outside. More than once, he thought that maybe, just maybe, he'd found what he was looking for. But, as it turned out, things were never quite as they seemed. Yes, it would be fair to say that his search did not go well. And then it didn't go well some more. It didn't go well for such a long time, in fact, that it began to get dark and scary and, well, not very nice. So the monster, having lost all his oomph, decided it was time to give up and go home. But in the blink of a googly eye, everything changed. You see, sometimes when you least expect it, love finds you. Wasn't that a fun story? Now, let's make some monsters of our own. This is what you need for this activity. Your paper, an eyedropper, or you can use a spoon, a straw, and whatever liquid colors you want to use. So I did about 1/4 of a cup of water and 15 drops of food coloring in each one of these. You can do as many colors or as few colors as you want. Okay, remember how to use the eyedropper? Pinch it, put it in, let go, and that will fill the eyedropper with the paint. So pinch it, put it in the paint color, and let go. And now we have some paint in our eyedropper. And you're gonna put just a few drops on your paper, however many you want. And it's kind of fun if it makes a puddle. So make a little puddle and a couple more, as many as you want. I used up all my eyedropper and now I have it still pinched so I can choose my next color. Now I'm going to make some puddles with this color. Big puddles and small puddles. Next color. Now that I have all of these petals on my paper, I'm gonna blow on them because that's gonna make them go all over the place. Ready to give it a try? Here we go. This is what I've done so far, but I decided I want more puddles. Starting again, here we go. And we're ready to blow again. You can do as many puddles as you want, but if you do too many puddles, your paper will just be soaking wet and it will take a long time to dry. With this many puddles, I think you'll probably have to let it dry probably 10 or 15 minutes. So set it aside and I'll see you in a few minutes. Make sure before you do the next part, your paper is dry. If you need to wait a few more minutes, that's okay. All we're gonna do now is turn this into some kind of monster or monster party. And you get to choose any way you want to do that. So I'm gonna make a few monster bodies with my black crayon, and then I'm gonna put eyes on them. Maybe I'll add a few feet, or maybe I'll add some antennas. And this is going to be my monster picture. You get to make yours any way you want. I'll show you what mine looks like. What do you think of my monsters? How do yours look? It's been really fun to talk about monsters today. But are monsters real? No, monsters are not real. Let's see if your brain can figure out those things that are real and those things that are make-believe that I tell you. If you think it's real, give me a thumbs up. If you think it's make-believe, thumbs down. You ready to give it a try? Okay. Today, my dog ate my cookie. Do you think that's real or make-believe? It's real. A dog really can eat a cookie, can't it? What if I told you that yesterday during snack time, all of my animal crackers ran away? Real or make-believe? Crackers don't run away. That's make-believe. My pet cat told me a story. Real or make-believe? Cats don't tell stories. The airplane flew way up into the clouds. Real or make-believe? Real. Airplanes really do fly so high they're up in the clouds. My hot chocolate burned my tongue. Real or make-believe? Real. Hot chocolate really can burn your tongue. Today, during story time, my teacher turned into a frog. Real or make-believe? That's make-believe. People don't turn into frogs in real life. We see all kinds of things that are make-believe, like movies and books and magazines and TV shows, and they're fun because we can make believe. So fun. I'm so glad you came today. I love having you here, and remember that I love you just as you are. Come again.